Hello, sports fans. This is Wilson. We really are in the dog days of summer at this point. It's just not that much. It's baseball, and that's pretty much it right now. Unless you're like a sickle like me who bets in the WNBA. There's really not that much to talk about. Although the Hall of Fame game in the NFL just took place yesterday on Thursday. It's Friday night right now. So football season is upon us. The first preseason games will take place. Week one of preseason officially will be next week. Just in time for that, the big sports news of the day was the tweet from Micah Parsons announcing his request to be traded from the Dallas or by the Dallas Cowboys. Uh, you know, Micah Parsons, someone the Cowboys took in the first round in the 2021 draft. He's been a dominant player for them, and he's ready to, he wants his money now. And then, Jerry Jones has been, dragging it out as he often does in these type of situations. In recent years, he's had, these sort of contract situations or stalemates with Zach Martin, C.D. Lamb, Dak Prescott. But it's never. I know Zach Martin was a holdout, but I think this is the first trade request we've seen, and it's from such a foundational member of the Cowboys. So young, so good. Really hasn't even hit his prime yet, arguably. And he has requested a trade. And I'm going to go ahead and read here what Michael Parsons said. He posted some screenshots from the notes app on his iPhone, and this is what he had to say, and I quote: "Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done. But since there is confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. I was okay with that, didn't complain, and focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rusher deals got done this offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterward my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, whoever Adam is, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had, sorry, up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives I have made a tough decision, I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. I don't know why I'm laughing. I guess that was just so dramatic. I just had this, I don't know, it just tickled me. But but yeah, man. So of course the reaction on social media was absolutely, got a significant reaction on, and some uh, of Parsons' teammates, including Trevor Diggs, DeMarvion Overshown, and Jude Thomas. I'm reading here from who's the guy's name? Todd Archer, his write up on it for ESPN. He mentioned that a few of his teammates, those guys, changed their avatars to include a picture of Parsons. Uh, and C.D. Lamb, who went through a protracted negotiation last year, said on Twitter, "Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extra curricular." Uh, as I said, man, Micah Parsons, I really once again here from the ESPN piece by Archer. It says that Parsons is due to make $21 million in the fifth-year option of his rookie deal, which is this year. The Cowboys can hold his rights through 2028 using the franchise tag, but the last year would cost him the quarterback tag figure. Uh, Also, in the piece, it mentioned that, of course, Parsons alluded to this in his little trade request letter. But with the past reference, we got new deals this offseason, each one up in the ante, starting with Myles Garrett. He got 4 years, 160 million. Max Crosby got 3 years, 106.5, and then T.J. Watt got 3 years, 123 million. So Max Crosby didn't, but Myles Garrett briefly was the highest paid non-quarterback, and then T.J. Watt got 1 million more than him. So now he's the highest paid. Micah Parsons in 4 seasons, 13 sacks his rookie year, 16 games, 13 and a half sacks in 17, played all 17 games his second year. Excuse me, my allergies. 14 sacks in 17 games his third year, and 12 sacks in 13 games last year. He missed 4 games due to injury. Uh, excuse me. Per Grok, he has double digit sacks in each of his first 4 seasons is a feat achieved by only 5 players in NFL history since sacks became an official stat in 1982. Uh, Now, so Myles Garrett earlier, I think it was the same offseason, he raised a statement saying that his goal was to not just make the Hall of Fame, but to win a Super Bowl. He requested a trade, and then the Browns went and made him the highest paid uh, non-quarterback in NFL history, and he shut up, took the money. So, I mean, there's that. And mine is, it's like you may think to compare it to the Myles Garrett trade request because basically the Browns are like, okay, Browns are really, Browns are like, okay, whatever, and they gave him some more money and he shut up. But this one, man, it might end up working out like that with Micah as well. But I just think this is just more personal, more dramatic, than the little statement and the request and the reasoning for Myles Garrett. I don't know. It seems like Myles Garrett just wanted more money, but he didn't want to say, I just want more money, so he said, I want to win a Super Bowl. And as soon as they gave him more money, he just shut his mouth. But this got so personal with Parsons, getting on there and airing everything out, and I just think that it would be, this is this is a cornerstone piece at like one of the most, like the second most important position. That's why quarterbacks are the highest paid, and next are pass rushers. But he's so good. I always say, bro, since I started watching football, it's been about 25 years almost. I was a little late compared to my peers because I was first. Baseball was my first love, and then when the Dodgers traded Mike Piazza, I always had liked basketball, but when the Dodgers traded Piazza, that's when I became Lakers hired Phil Jackson, and that's when I became a real true diehard basketball fanatic. And so it was like 2001 when I started getting into football. I was like 12, right? Before I turned 13. And in all the years I've been watching football, I think just as far as the eye test, Micah Parsons is probably, Myles Garrett is gifted in the sense of just being like a Greek god, basically, right? But as far as just a pure athlete rushing the passer, Micah Parsons might be the most gifted that I've seen since I've been watching football, right? Now Lawrence Taylor, who was before my time, he was he's of course the gold standard, right? Just the ultimate, a freak of nature, physically a freak of nature in every way. I'm tempted to say, well, he might be the best defensive, most gifted pass rusher since Lawrence Taylor, but I may have said that before, but really I'm not the one. I don't remember what was the guy's name. Kenjana Carter. Is that the guy? Who was it? The guy who played for the Chiefs, who I think passed away. But yeah, man, he's. I don't think that was Kenjana Carter, was it? But anyway, my point is that Michael Parsons he's a beast, bro, and he's produced in his first 4 seasons. I think Micah Parsons is technically considered a defensive end, and not a linebacker. I think T.J. Watt, he's technically listed as a linebacker. I think it's easier to get sacked. I don't know. I guess you can't really say that. Right? I guess a defensive end or linebacker. The expectation is pretty much the same as far as rushing the quarterback. But I think it's also telling that you know. So Miles Garrett's career high in sacks is 16. He's an defensive end. Micah's career high is 14. Well, T.J. Watt's career high is he had 22 and a half, right? 2021. So I don't know, but uh, you know, yeah. I mean, Michael Parsons is a hell of a player, and when I think about this, the main thing that comes to mind is I remember when we were on the podcast. It was when the CD drama was going on, which I guess was like it was before last season. I remember because I remember when we were asking Vito, who's a Cowboys fan, like what if he if Micah's not out there for the to start the season and they start 0-2 or whatever, are you gonna be panicked then, right? And I don't remember what Vito said, but I do remember him saying that basically he basically said that Jerry looks at this type of like he has a fetish basically for this type of stuff, for these contract negotiations. He looks at it like theater basically, and I think Jerry Jerry gets a kick out of this type of stuff, bro. You can tell. I mean, Jerry gets a kick out of all of it. He loves being up there and holding court with the media and stuff like that. This is also from the ESPN piece. Jerry says as he addressed fans Saturday before practice, Jones was heckled by fans that yelled, "Pay Micah." And Jerry said, "I heard it light, but not compared to how I heard them say pay Lamb last year." That was a little faint. That was a faint little sound compared to the way they were hollering last year. Pay Lamb. Whoever's not in, you can count on a few hollering that. But it was a big, loud chant last year on Lamb. So this is what Jerry does. Jerry was like, kind of like, throw shade at the guy and all that stuff. But in the end, he usually gets his money because, like I said, Zach Martin, Dak, CD. At the end of the day, the Cowboys keep their guys, So, and they have, like I said, they're under no. I mean, they don't have to trade him. They can hold his rights. They have his rights obviously right now, and they can use the franchise tag on him for the next couple of years. They don't have to pay him, right? They don't have to. But I just wonder. I mean, it would be awkward. I feel like I just wonder if it would be a little bit awkward if after requesting a trade and saying I don't want to be here. All Myles Garrett said is that I have requested a trade. I'm trying to win. I want to win the Super Bowl. He said I don't want to play for the Cowboys. Micah Parsons said I don't want to play for the Cowboys anymore. I do think it will be a little bit. It might be a little bit awkward if he comes back after taking such a drastic stance and doing it, so publicly. But we'll just have to see what happens. It's gotten. I mean, it's gotten personal and ugly, sort of at this point. But we'll see. Will Jerry crack under pressure? Has Jerry Jones finally bitten off more than he can chew? Is the question. We'll have to see. Let me see here. Elsewhere. So Gilbert Arenas. Let me see. Let me do Shannon Sharp first. Shannon, he was fired from ESPN after he settled the lawsuit with that whore for. I heard it was $23 million. I don't know if it was an official report or not. I don't know what the number was. I mean, $23 million is absolutely insane. Yes, does Shannon Sharp just have $23 million in his bank account that he can pay this woman? I mean, that is truly a crime. It's absolute um, insanity, you know. And I mean, I just feel for for uh, for Shannon Sharp, you know, if that's true, you know. Uh, I mean, I guess it is true, but um, yeah, bro. I mean, it's really something. Um, I mean, bro, it's really sickening. You know, and now for Shannon, I mean, it's such a lost opportunity. And obviously, he does well on YouTube with the nightcap and the Club Shay Shay, but it has spots and stuff like that. But it's nothing like that ESPN bag, you know, which is so. It's just really unfortunate, bro. You have to pay out such money to some whore. It just really sucks. Um, what else is there? Right. So yeah, the Gilbert Arenas situation. Uh, Gilbert Arenas was arrested for supposedly being part of an illegal gambling, poker um, type situation. Illegal gambling at a mansion that he supposedly rented or something like that. Uh, Once again, bro, you hate to see brothers get caught up when they have when they have stuff going on, for themselves. Uh, but it's looking like I don't know. Gilbert doesn't seem worried about it. He bonded out, and bonded out. He said all he did was rent the mansion, and he didn't have anything to do with it. Hopefully that's true. Elsewhere in the WNBA, you had these fans keep showing to the game and throwing dildos on the court, uh, which sucks. Um, I mean, it definitely sucks. It's funny. If people will go to the game just to throw a dildo on the court at a WNBA game. I talked about the WNBA I don't know when it was, a couple of weeks ago. And, people just make a mockery of it. But it is kind of a mockery. Like, if you watch the game, it's pretty bad. Uh, what else, bro? Is that it? I'm trying to stretch this to 30 minutes. But it's getting difficult. Not I, if I sound a little bit like I'm not focused, it's because so I made my Flex Friday slip today on Prize Picks, the $20 protected play, and put the slip together, and it gets to tonight's game. It's 4 for 4. I need Mecca Ogumekwe to score 17 points. She currently has 28, so that's not the problem. And then the last play is Jackie Young to get 5 assists against the Las Vegas Aces, which I didn't realize that game was tomorrow, or else I wouldn't have. I would have. And I think, the mistake I made was, Kelsey Plum. She only had 3 points plus assists in the first half. She has 23 in the second half. That's something you realize about the WNBA is that it's like every time they sit down and come back in the game, it's like a new game. And And really, like, no quarter is the same as the other, as another. Uh, let alone half. Halves are always two completely different ball games. It's because they don't really have the, I guess they don't have the focus really to play like four consistent quarters of basketball. But the Kelsey Plum play, which I played in another slip, um, uh, I remember making it when I made the play. I was like, damn, I should have put her in the big slip, in the protected slip, and I didn't. Now she's cash, and so now it's going to come down. But I didn't put her in the slip. So the last leg is Jackie Young, her assist, and the line is 5, but they're playing against the Minnesota Lynx, and the Minnesota Lynx are like the best team in the WNBA. And man, I mean that $500 could have been mine already tonight, so I have to wait until tomorrow. And I mean, by all means, in all likelihood, Jackie Young is not going to cash that. That's if I had known they were, I know they played at home, but if I had known they were playing against, I mean, the Aces are 14 and 13, the Lynx are 23 and 5. The Lynx are probably going to beat the doors off the AC, even though it's in Las Vegas. And assists is my least favorite prop, but I like to err on the side of, I don't want to be the guy. One of my fears is when it's happened before where, I look at guys on, my two favorite Coppers and Taylor, Zach Roberts and Coach T. Posey. And my fear is that, as always, that they'll put a slip out there, I'll look at dead in the mouth, not play it, it lands, and I'll look like an idiot, feel like an idiot. And, it's just, so basically, I took all my plays, or like 5 of the plays from the WNBA. Because in an odd way, it's like I said, it's easy. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm just really, it's like, it's not, it's only 12 teams in WNBA, so it's kind of easy for me to have a handle on it. And I bet it every day. So, but man, and I already know it's just going to be like, and the fact that the game is out to tomorrow, so it's going to be like a slow motion, it's going to be like a slow motion train wreck, basically, until tomorrow when she does it. And I'm not even trying to reverse the picks. I just already know what's going to happen. And it just sucks because that $500, man, I need it so bad. And it's just once again, I'm going to be, it's going to leave me. I'm just going to have to, suck it up, bro, like always, and deal with the disappointment. I don't know, bro. It's just, I don't know how I keep going, man. I don't know. It's a terrible life that I live, man. You know, and I'm sitting here on a Friday night, already like mourning the loss that I'm going to take tomorrow. If I had just played Kelsey Plum instead of Jackie Young, when Zach Roberts had Kelsey on there, her points plus assist, but it's got on better. It wasn't a prize picks prop, and just really just like an oversight, And I haven't even lost yet. That's what sucks. I'm sitting here and I'm just already. It's like I'm already dealing with the pain. It's going to be hard for me to sleep tonight. This is all this in anticipation, of what's going to happen tomorrow when the slip chalks. Instead of getting $500, I'll get $40. It'll be gone in a week probably, just for betting it away. So yeah, man. Anybody out there listening to this who, if you have a job and you get a consistent paycheck, man, you should be grateful, even if you hate your job, even if you don't make as much money as you wish you were making. Be grateful for what you have because I'd rather be you than be me. It's a terrible feeling that always be unemployed and not be able to get up and work like the grown man that I am, and be in debt and all this different stuff and all the bad luck. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, man. I really wouldn't. All right, so before I get out of here, just a reminder to hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Podcast Network and to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network. You can also send feedback and mailbag questions to Complete Lakers Podcast at gmail.com. I am out.